Shalom. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. What we teach is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel according to the Bible, according to history, according to archaeology. We've been teaching this since 1969. And if you are not in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, then you are not in the truth.
Right.
You understand? Because what we teach here is the truth. Nowhere in the earth are you gonna learn the Bible like what's taught here in the UPK, because nobody in the earth understands the Bible other than the ISUPK.
Right.
You understand? Which is, and really and truthfully, to be frank, if you are in another Israelite group, then what you should do is you owe it to yourself. You understand? You owe it to yourself and to the Most High to go to your leader and ask your leader, you understand, about why he left the ISUPK. Right. You understand? Or because if 9 times out of 10, I know the game's done changed up a lot. You got Israelite groups that are breakoffs that left a group, that left another group, that left the UPK.
Right.
You understand? So we know the game has changed up a lot. You understand? So, I say that you owe it to yourself and to the Most High to get to the bottom as to why your leader is not still in the UPK. Right. You understand what happened there? You understand? But I can answer it very simply. Is that, brothers were not rooted in the truth.
Right.
You understand? Brothers were not rooted in the truth. You understand? I'll never forget, Captain Mashak told me something back before I was a trooper. He told me something. He said, no matter what happens, no matter what happens, no matter what you do, never leave the truth. You understand? And those words ring in my brain almost every couple weeks. Every couple weeks, I hear Captain Mashak's voice in my head telling me that. Right. You understand? And that right there, and I'm thankful for the wisdom and the brotherhood that's been given to me by the ISUPK, because, had it not been for that wisdom and that brotherhood, you understand, I would have been weak and fell off into the world. Right. You understand? And so the thing is that, brothers coming to the UPK and see a level of brotherhood that is non-existent outside of the ISUPK. You understand? No matter if you're in a gang, if you're in a Christian church, if you join the fraternity, police force, a fake Israelite group, Islam, you understand? There is no brotherhood like what's in the UPK. You understand? And so, we're going to go ahead and we got any questions coming in? Anybody even in there?
Checking in. That's it.
All right. God. So what we're going to do is we're going to give folks a minute to get into class and get their questions in so we can get them answered so we can get into this topic. Oh, that's cold. I was like, that Frankenstein smell a little different. It's a new cold.
Yeah.
Say what?
The smell is new.
Oh yeah. Normally I smell it from over there. Ain't no sweat. Got a heavy topic that we're going over today, man. You understand? Bringing out some things that you never even heard of in the Bible.
We got Officer Sean checking in as well.
Most High in Christ. And Shalom, Bratazak. Shalom, Officer Shah. You got any water? Take the water out. Hey, now y'all, let's start off in um Revelations chapter 9, chapter 9, verse 12. Baba Shah.
Okay.
So what today's class is about, of course, we all know that the world is on the verge of World War III. You understand? The world is on the verge of World War III, so much so
Right.
that there's many people, across the United States, in other countries in the world that are now begging for America to join the fight to assist the Ukraine.
Right.
You understand? I remember I think Joe Rogan was talking on his podcast not too long ago, talking about the overwhelming amount of people on Twitter that are begging America to join Ukraine, to help to send troops to back up Ukraine.
Right.
You understand? So the world is primed and ready for a world war. You understand? And the thing is that a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid because they know what kind of weapons that are going to be fought in the Third World War.
Right.
You understand? They know very well what the capabilities of. You understand? At one point in time, it's a different day we live in from World War II. World War II happened. America was the only ones with nuclear weapons.
Right.
You understand? America was the only ones with nuclear weapons. And when they dropped those nuclear weapons on Japan, you understand, that ended World War II. You understand? Now here's the thing. How do you think World War III is going to end? You understand? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Now, the even more important question is that in the Bible? You understand? Is that biblical? Is nuclear war biblical? You understand? Is that something that was prophesied by the Most High in the Bible? You understand? Because the Bible prophesies the Third World War. The Bible prophesies many things: earthquakes in diverse places, nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You understand? But does it predict? Does it prophesy of nuclear weapons, of a nuclear apocalypse, as a lot of Americans try to identify it as? Judgment Day, Terminator 2.
Right.
You understand? Is that prophesied in the Bible? You understand? So first, before we get deep into it, I'm going to show you in the Bible that the Third World War was in fact prophesied in the Bible. You understand? Read that scripture for me, Naya.
Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 12.
And we're in the book of Revelation. One of the scary, all Christians scared of the book of Revelations. I remember my first time reading. I wasn't even a Christian. I was just in the world smoking weed and doing all type of evil. You understand? And I read the book of Revelation. I'm like, man, this don't sound too good.
Right.
You understand? Read that when you got it up.
One woe is past.
It says one woe is past. What is a woe? What is a woe? What does woe mean?
Death or destruction.
Right. It means death or destruction. It means a more proper word for it is destruction.
Right.
You understand? Now the destruction that it's talking about and the context that it's talking about is referring to a war.
Right.
A great war. You understand? And there was much destruction in the First World War. You understand? They had to rebuild parts of Germany, France. They had to rebuild almost all of Europe. You know what I mean? And then they charged Germany for it.
Right.
You understand? All the ones who lost World War I, you understand? They ended up having to pay for the damages.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
And behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
And it says, behold, there come two woes after.
Right.
You understand? So there's one great destruction that has happened. You understand? And then it says there are two woes to come after.
Right.
You understand? So that's the First World War. You understand? So let's get to the Second World War. You understand? I want you to drop that out. I want you to go to Revelations chapter 11, verse 14.
Oh, no.
You understand? Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah. Go to 11. Go to that scripture.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past.
Says what?
The second woe is past.
Says the second woe is past. So we got the first woe that didn't pass. There's the first destruction. Then we have the second destruction that's passed.
Right.
You understand? That's the First World War, and that's the Second World War. You understand? So we got two world wars so far prophesied in the Bible. You understand? Read on.
And behold, the third woe, the third woe cometh quickly.
So it says, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Right.
You understand? So what is that talking about? That hasn't happened yet.
Right.
You understand? That is still to come. So there was a First World War, and then there was a Second World War.
Right.
And now we have a third one that the Bible prophesies.
Right.
You understand? And so now we look at all of the things that are in this world, all the weapons that's been fought with many wars through the history of man. You understand? Majority of history, wars were fought with what? With swords.
Right.
Even around the time when these scriptures were written, what weapons were we fighting wars with? Swords.
Right.
You understand? Sticks and stones. You understand?
Right.
We were in I ain't gonna say the Stone Age, but I guess we'll say like the Bronze Age, the Iron Age. You understand? Those type of weapons where we were using, weapons like this. This right here was an AR-15 back in the day. Right. You understand? This right here wasn't no joke. You understand? Many men been slain by these.
Right.
You understand? But here's the thing. You understand? World War III, we don't have, even World War I. World War I, what weapons were they fought with? They were fought with rifles, with guns, right. with single action, single fire guns.
Right.
Machine guns and things like that. You understand? World War II, what were they fought with? Fought with pretty much the same thing, except until the end of the war. Right. And the end of the war, Esau turned it up a notch. You understand? He dropped a weapon on this earth that has never been seen ever before in the history of mankind. The most devastating weapon that's ever been created. Go ahead.
All right, if I could, do I get the answer to what I think it is?
Go ahead.
The atomic bomb.
It was an atomic bomb. You understand?
Right.
World War II, they dropped the atomic bomb. You understand?
Right.
And that right there, you understand, goes to that scripture where it says in the dragon, the great dragon, when it says he shall make fire come from heaven in the sight of men. You understand? So that all men shall turn and worship the beast.
Right.
You understand? When that happened, you understand, when that happened in when they dropped the nuclear bombs, the earth was shook, was shaking. You understand? They seen that and was like, man, we ain't got nothing even close to coming to war with that.
Right.
Like, we don't want no smoke with America. America, when that happened, America claimed what was called air superiority. You ever heard that term before? America had what they call air superiority, meaning that they could send a plane and drop a bomb on your country that could level your entire country and make it to where nobody's ever going to live there for 50 years. You understand? That's what America was capable of. That's what America showed that they were capable of.
Right.
You understand? Now, and then World War II, we was the only ones with those kind of weapons.
Right.
Now, between World War II and World War III, now, how many countries in the earth? So like, if somebody could look it up for me, how many countries in the earth right now have nuclear weapons? How many countries in the earth right now have nuclear weapons?
How many countries have nuclear weapons?
Like I got
Go ahead, Al.
it. It says 9 countries.
So there's 9 countries that have thermonuclear weapons.
And they got the names good.
Go ahead, read off the names.
So 9 countries possesses nuclear weapons. The United States,
The United States,
Russia,
Russia,
France,
China,
the United Kingdom,
the United Kingdom,
Pakistan,
India,
Israel,
Israel,
and North Korea.
Listen now, this third world war ain't gonna be no joke. You understand? It ain't gonna be no joke. You understand? Read that last scripture again.
Okay. The second woe is past.
Second woe is past. You understand? We living in days where the second woe has passed. We can read about it in the history books. It's in all the documentaries, all the Call of Duty video games. You understand what they had? Call of Duty 2, World at War. You understand? Nazi zombies. You know, we know all about the second woe. And the third woe. And read on.
And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
And the third woe cometh quickly.
Right.
You understand? Now, does the Bible know what it's talking about? You understand? This is some type of freak accident. We about to have 3. Is it some type of freak accident that the Bible talks about 3 woes?
Right.
You understand? And then we have World War I, World War II, and then we have another world war that's brewing. You understand? Is it a coincidence? You know, why wasn't it 3 world wars already and the 4th world war be the one?
Right.
You understand? Because the Bible is a true book. These prophecies was written long before America even existed.
Right.
You understand? And it prophesied and predicted America.
Right.
You understand? It prophesied and predicted those things. You understand? But here's what we're going to do, right? So we're going to talk about the nuclear weapons. You understand? The weapons of the Third World War. You understand? So what I want you to do is I want you to go to I want to ask a question, right? You understand? Describe to me a nuclear weapon. You understand? What is unique about nuclear weapons? What are some things you know about nuclear weapons? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nair.
I was to say, don't it like aren't they made of atoms or something like that? Like, don't it break down? I think, but don't when the nuclear bomb hits, it eats up everything in its path. Like, it destroys everything to where it's gone forever. Like, it disappears.
Right. Well, it what it does is it splits atoms,
Yeah.
causes like a chain reaction. I like to compare it to like Alka-Seltzer. You understand? It's like when Alka-Seltzer hits air, it like turns the whole glass. I mean, hits water. It like turns the whole. It's like causes a chain reaction, and it turns the whole cup into Alka-Seltzer. You understand? So it's kind of like dropping Alka-Seltzer in water. You understand? When that detonation goes off, it causes split atoms to disperse and split other atoms.
Right.
You understand? And it causes like a chain reaction that ends up breaking things down on like a molecular level.
Right.
You understand? And it burns. You know, go ahead. You had your hand raised too, right?
Oh, it was kind of what he was about to say.
Okay.
Along the same line.
So yeah, so when a nuclear bomb goes off, it burns the air.
Right.
It ignites the oxygen in the air.
Right.
You understand? And it heats up so much that it will actually melt the elements. You understand? It'll melt the elements that are in the air, that are in things like your clothes, your skin.
Yeah.
You understand? It will melt those things. You understand? Not only that, but it'll burn up trees, but then it'll also burn the roots under the ground. You understand? Because it's not like a fire.
Right.
You understand? It's a completely different type of reaction. It's really it's not really an explosion. It's more like a reaction. You understand? It's just that the way it acts, it has like an explosive reaction.
Right.
You understand? So that's really what it is. So it'll burn the air. Like the air will turn into fire. Like you see how there's it's smoking in here now, but if you know how you walk outside and you breathe in fresh air, well, when a nuclear bomb goes off, that air turns into fire. You understand? The oxygen and things that are inside of your body turn into fire. You understand? Like it is a devastating weapon. You understand?
Right.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, Baba Bashar. Matter of fact, hold that. We're gonna start somewhere else. Salaki. I want you to go to the book of 2 Peter's, Baba Bashar. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10.
I got it, sir.
Go ahead.
It's the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. You understand? Meaning it ain't gonna happen when you expect it.
Right.
Thieves don't wait for you to be ready. You understand? They don't like, you looking now? All right, now we're going in. Nah, it says the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. You understand? Why does it say it's a thief in the night? Because people gonna be living their lives. You understand? They're gonna be partying and going to the club and smoking weed and taking Percocets.
Right.
You understand? I watched some video yesterday. Last night I was just scrolling. You know how you scroll through the shorts on YouTube?
Yeah.
I seen some brother, he was a rapper. He had sat down for an interview, and he was like, he was talking about the Percocet. He said, man, you know, I told him bring me the bag with the perks. He said, oh, you take perks?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I don't take no perks. Interview was like, nah, I don't take no perks. He said, man, I gotta pop a perk, man. I gotta pop a perk, man. I'm itching. He said, are you all right? Are you gonna make it? He said, oh man, yeah, man, I'm good, man. I ain't no addict. Like, brother, you understand? You itching and scratching because you ain't got your dope. You's an addict. You
I
understand?
remember that too.
All right, read on.
Okay. In thee which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Now, what does that mean? When it says, "In the heavens shall pass away," what does that mean?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't get a shot.
Go ahead.
Like the skies.
Mm-mm.
Okay, no mind. Oh, it's like man, you got it. You got it. Go ahead.
Did you want to try it?
Yeah,
I just thought.
Go ahead.
Our oppressors' heaven will pass away. Or the
Right.
people in the world, period. Like people think they're living in paradise because they have nice car, nice house, they got the money, they can have whatever they want. So they can talking about that heaven. Like they think they're in heaven and that should pass away.
Right. You close. It's more like the ruling class.
Right.
The world of the ruling class. To make it simple. It's saying the heavens shall pass away. You understand? That's like your ruling class. They live in heaven. While black people and Hispanics, we live in hell. You understand? And so it says the heavens shall pass away. That means that the entire ruling class of this world is going to pass away in the day of the Lord. You understand? You understand? Meaning it's going to die. You understand? It's going to fall. You understand? Read on.
And the elements shall melt with
Hold on. So like,
heat.
read that scripture again. It says in which that.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And it said, no. The part where it says in the which the heavens shall pass away.
Sorry. In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
With a what?
With a great noise.
With a great noise. You understand? With a great noise. Now, what does that mean? You understand? What could that be talking about? You understand? What in the day of the Lord, you understand the way it's described, you understand what would cause a great noise that would cause the power structures to fall? You understand? Go ahead.
Bombs.
Nuclear bombs. That great noise, those are those massive explosions that's going to happen during the Third World War. You understand? I watched this video of there's a Ukrainian soldier, and he was just chilling, right? And he pulled a energy bar out of his plate carrier.
Right.
He's just sitting there eating the power bar. He's like, man, life is good. Right? Life is good. And as he's sitting there talking about the war, he talking about, I lost many comrades today. And as he's sitting there talking, bombs is just dropping. Like they dropping all around him, and he's just sitting there eating the energy bar, talking about how great life is, how wonderful life is.
That's crazy.
You understand? You understand? And it was great noise, these loud explosions.
Right.
You understand? But when it's talking about, it says with a great noise. You understand? It's going to be great noise in war. It's great noise in war. You understand? There's explosions, there's gunfire. You understand? There's the rumblings of army tanks, the flying of jet planes.
Right.
You understand? Those are great noises. You understand? Not like a horse and chariot rolling down the block.
Right.
Not like a car racing. That's not a great noise. Great noise you can hear for miles.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
And the elements shall melt.
And the what?
And the elements shall melt.
It says, and the elements shall melt. You understand? That should give you a clue on what in the world the scripture is talking about. It says, and the elements shall melt.
Right.
You understand? What on this planet so far, what we read so far, what on this earth will make a great noise, melt the elements, and give off a fervent heat?
Right.
You understand? First of all, I want somebody to look up the word fervent.
I got
This is the definition of fervent.
Go ahead.
Having or displaying a passionate intensity.
Having or displaying a passionate intensity. You understand? So it says a fervent heat, meaning that this heat ain't playing.
Right.
This ain't no normal type of heat. This ain't a fire type of heat.
Right.
You know, to give you an example of like a fervent heat, you know what a foundry is? A foundry is it's a contraption that you use to melt things, to melt like gold, silver,
Right.
metals, aluminum, and you can buy them on Amazon. And what it is you hook it's like a fire that you hook up to it, like a propane tank that you hook into it.
Right.
And it's designed in a way to where it takes the heat and it causes like a cycle inside of the foundry to where that heat is able to heat up and is insulated and it's focused inside of this area to where you can take a normal blowtorch and intensify the heat so much that it'll melt gold, it'll melt steel. You understand? Like, and so this day that the Lord is talking about is a day where there's going to be so much heat that it's going to be like a foundry. And that's why it describes it. It's going to melt the elements.
Right.
You understand? A hand grenade does not melt the elements.
Right.
You understand? What's some of the a predator drone does not have a weapon in it that can melt elements.
Right.
You understand? But a nuclear bomb can melt the steel frame of a skyscraper.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
So with this nuclear bomb,
Uh-huh.
can it destroy just the area that it hits, or can it destroy just a like? Okay, what I'm trying to say. Can it destroy the place that it hits, or can it destroy a whole country?
A nuclear bomb?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Let me see.
What was your question again? So like,
I was asking. So, can the nuclear bomb do it? Like, if it hits in a certain place, is it just going to affect that area, or can a nuclear bomb destroy a whole country?
a nuclear bomb, if it's big enough, I mean, it depends on the country.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to drop one nuclear bomb on America and destroy America. You understand? But you could very easily launch 150 nuclear bombs at America and destroy all the major cities in America.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, you know, smaller country, you can launch, you know, maybe a couple nukes and take out, you know, the whole country.
Yeah.
You understand? But I put it like this: a nuclear bomb could take out a city.
Okay.
You understand? Like
Greenville.
oh yeah, Greenville. Yeah, one yeah. Like a nuclear bomb could take out a city. You understand? They've got some huge bombs that can do some major damage. You understand that they have, and now the difference between now and World War II is in World War II, you had to have an entire team of people to carry out an operation where they had to fly a plane over that city, manually drop the bomb out of that plane, and then hope the plane gets away far enough, fast enough for it not to get hit by that nuke. You understand?
Right.
So, you know, and that's the thing about these nuclear bombs is they can take out a whole city. You know, Hiroshima was an entire city.
Right.
Nagasaki was an entire city.
Right.
They got wiped out. You understand? Read on.
and somebody. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Shall be what?
Shall be burnt up.
You understand? Everything is going to burn up.
Right.
You understand? When those nuclear bombs hit, this is the type of damage that it's going to give off.
Right.
You understand? There is no other weapon that has ever existed in history. No other tool, no other item, no other creation of man has been able to do this. You understand? Other than a nuclear bomb. And these are visions that were seen in the Bible. Matter of fact, I want you to drop that. I want you to give me Zechariah 14. Start around verse 12.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Read that again.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
It says, now this is the plague that will smite all the people who fought against Jerusalem.
Right.
You understand? Now, what is that talking about? Is that talking about all the people who fighting against the country Israel? It's talking about the Palestinians, and you understand? Because who else is fighting against them? Go ahead. It's just the Palestinians from what I see. Go ahead.
I was going to say on that point, I feel like it's going there because I heard that growing up all the time. You know, the Lord's gonna, God's gonna get back these countries for doing that to Israel. Those his people over there. You know what I'm saying? I heard. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, how would they be oppressing the Palestinians? I'm like, wait.
They must don't turn on the news. Because them Palestinians, listen, man, I seen a video. I seen something. I think it was a video. I know it was a picture. And the picture, I was in the world, of course. I was not in the truth. You understand? So I was compassionate on certain heathen situations. You understand? But I saw a picture. I'll never forget it.
Right.
You understand? But it was a picture of maybe about he might have been 10 years old, and he throwing a rock, and it's like the picture is like from behind him.
Right.
He's throwing a rock, and he cocking back with that rock like as hard as he can, cocking back with it, and he's throwing this rock, and straight ahead of him, looking dead at him, was a goddamn army tank.
Oh,
This little kid's throwing a rock. Like, how angry do you have to be to stand in front of an army tank and throw a rock at it? You understand? And see, the thing is, these so-called I don't even know if we can even say that. You know what I mean? The internet's so sensitive. The imposters. These imposters are over there. And when they came to Israel, they evicted thousands of people out of their homes.
Right.
They just went over there and just evicted people, drug them out of their homes. And the ones that resisted were gunned down, executed. That's what started the 6-Day War. Was it 1948?
Right.
When Israel, when they got into that land, they immediately started a war with the Palestinians.
Right.
You understand? And who all is fighting against the so-called Jewish man? Who is confederate against the so-called the imposter Jew? Nobody. You understand? The whole world stand behind them.
Right.
You understand? Except for Palestinians, of course. But is this saying that that there's a plague that's gonna come on the Palestinians? Palestinians didn't even pick that fight.
Exactly.
So this scripture can't be talking about these imposters.
Right.
You understand? So then who is it talking about? It's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? This is the whole point in everything leading up to World War III. This is God's judgment on all the nations of the earth that came up against blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
Because here's what a lot of people don't realize is that America deserves to burn.
Right.
America deserves it. America, I remember General Haas was breaking something down one time, and he was talking about you know how us separate from the white man, you know what I mean, and you know we get so much pushback about it, but he was talking about how the Lord is going to judge them. The Lord is bringing up all these terrorist attacks and leading them into the Third World War, and he says, and you know why? He said, you know what? They earned that.
Right.
They earned this judgment from the Most High.
Right.
You understand? And they earned this judgment.
Right.
You understand? These nuclear weapons. So this is a plague that is going to go to all of the people who fought against Jerusalem, who fought against the Native Americans, who fought against black people in America, who fought against the Hispanics. You understand? Read on.
Okay. Their flesh shall consume away. While it's like their flesh shall consume away while they stand up upon their feet.
Read that again.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Read it again.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Is there any way I can get a picture up? I can't get a picture up, can I? Salaki, if somebody could pull up a picture, just hold it in front of the camera. Look up Judgment Day nuclear bomb. Let me see if I can find it. Judgment Day nuclear. Terminator 2 Judgment Day nuclear bomb.
I got it right here.
You got the picture?
Yeah.
Let me see. That's it. Show the people that picture. A lot of people seen that movie Terminator 2, right? And you see this picture right here? That is a picture of what we're reading about. Hold it back up. This day in this picture, it burned with fervent heat. You understand? That fervent heat melted the elements. You understand? It melted the elements. You understand? Burned the air. You see how all the air, everything is fire. You understand? This is an accurate depiction of what happens in a thermonuclear explosion. You understand? And what did we just read? It says, and their flesh shall consume away from their bodies while they stood upon their feet. You understand? A nuclear weapon is the only thing in the existence of mankind that can do something like this. Right. You understand? Just a flash, boom, all your flesh just consumed away from you while you stood on your feet, while you stand. I mean, most explosions blow you back. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Now your leg blown off, your arm blown off. This don't blow your limbs off. You understand? This don't blow. Nuclear bombs don't blow limbs off. It's not body parts all over the place. Right? You understand? This thing just cooked you so fast.
Meat off the bone.
Yeah, it cooked the meat off the bones.
You know how you get a steak that falls straight off the bone.
Yeah, hey, that thing done sous vide you. You understand?
Right.
Read on. So it said, read that scripture, that passage again.
Okay. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
It says, and their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. What you saw in that picture, you saw that devil standing on her feet as a skeleton, burnt to a crisp. You understand? Literally. You understand? First it flashed and her whole body turned into ashes. And then it flashed again, and all the ashes just blew away. Yeah, she's still holding on to the fence. She like, you understand, getting cooked. You understand? Read on. And what it say, and their eyes.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
You understand? It says their eyes shall consume away in their holes. You know, in your eye sockets. Your eye ain't nothing left. Your flesh is gone. Your eyes is gone. You understand? That is exactly what they saw in that picture. Hold that picture up one more time, Baba Kasha. And it's like because could you read the scripture while he holds this up? When was it Zechariah 14:12, Baba Kasha? You understand? Read that part where it says, "And their flesh shall consume away."
And their flesh shall consume away in their mouth.
I wanted him to read it while he's holding the picture up.
Zechariah
Zechariah 14:12.
Man, she's still holding on to it.
Zechariah 14 and verse 12. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
And look at her. She's standing upon her feet, and her flesh is consumed away. Her bones are still there,
right,
but her flesh has consumed away. You understand? Read on.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
Now listen, you can tell that she is just a skeleton holding on to that fence. So what does that mean? I mean, if her face gone, her eyes gone, her chest gone, you know what I mean? Everything gone. Her biceps gone, shoulder muscles gone, hand skin gone, everything gone. Ain't nothing but bone left. You understand? Read on.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
And look at her. She's sitting there, mouth wide open. You understand? Ain't nothing but a skeleton. Tongue has consumed away in her mouth. Eyes consumed away in her socket. You understand? This is what this Bible is describing. This right here. You understand? This is the judgment that's going to come on America. This is that plague that the Lord said he was going to bring to all the people that fought against blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. Right. You understand? This is the plague for the man who takes children at the border and locks them in a cage like a stray coyote. Right. You understand? This is that judgment that's coming on them. You understand? Their flesh shall consume away from them while they stand on their feet, and their eyes and their tongues shall consume away in their face. Right. You understand? This Bible has prophesied thermonuclear war on this earth. Go ahead and set it down, man. The water up. You understand? You can go ahead and get back to the scripture. Matter of fact, Kaj, you still got it? Go ahead and read on.
Verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them.
Go ahead.
And they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor.
Go ahead.
And his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor.
And it said that his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. Meaning that there's going to be wars, right, battles even within these countries. Right. You understand? Like there's going to be wars and race wars right here in America. America is getting ready to go through civil war, race war. You understand? Gang war. You understand? It's gonna be all types of wars, all different types of wars fought here in America. Right. It ain't gonna just be America going to Russia and Ukraine. Right. You understand? It's also gonna be the militias going against the American government. It's also gonna be racist oppressors going against black people. It's also gonna be black people going against other black people. Right. You understand? All right, we're gonna drop that. You understand? We're gonna drop that, right? And we're gonna go to give me 1 second. We'll go to Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1, Baba Kasha.
Okay. Uh, 34 verse 1.
Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 34, verse 1. The word which came into Jeremiah from the Lord. When Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon.
Hold on, is that 34 verse 1?
How kind?
You said Isaiah 34 verse 1?
Oh, slight. That's Jeremiah. Slight.
Did I say Jeremiah?
No, you said Isaiah. Slight.
Ain't no sweat.
Okay, slight. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken.
Says what?
Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people.
So what does it mean when he says come near ye nations? When he says ye nations, who is he talking about? Who's he talking about? Go ahead.
All the other nations.
All the other nations. All of them.
Right.
You understand? He's talking to every nation on the globe.
Right.
He's saying, come near ye nations. You understand? Read on.
Let the earth hear, and all that and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. For the
Indignation.
It's like for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
It says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. You understand? Why is it upon all nations? Because of what they did to Black people and Hispanic people and Native Americans,
Right.
God's chosen people. You understand? Black people are God's chosen people. God has chosen our forefathers and gave us the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You understand? The Lord was near unto us. You understand? and we are the people of this Bible. And at the same time, we are the ones who are the most oppressed on this earth. You understand? We ain't got nobody standing up for us in the United Nations talking about, nah, man, we got to do something for them Black folk in America, man. Y'all wrong for that, man. Y'all sitting over there. First you put them in slavery, then you destroy them in civil rights and put drugs into their communities, and now you just throw them in prison and arrest them on RICO charges.
Right.
You understand? Gun them down on the street like dogs. You understand? Read on.
And his fury upon their armies.
And his read that again.
And his fury upon all their armies.
He says, and his fury upon all their armies.
Right.
You understand? So we're talking about war. There's going to be a great battle. You understand? Read on.
He hath utterly destroyed them.
He have what?
He hath utterly destroyed them.
So the Lord is going to destroy all these armies of the earth. The Ukraine army, the Russian army, the American army, the German army, the Iranian army, all them armies over there in Africa that's going to war right now. Right. The Lord's going to destroy all of them. Right. You understand? Read on.
He have delivered them to the slaughter.
He have done what?
He have delivered them to the slaughter.
He have delivered them to the slaughter. Right. How does he deliver them to the slaughter? He's doing that right now by gathering together all the nations into the Third World War. You understand? Read on.
Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
Read on.
And the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
It says what?
And the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
And it says, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Now, what is a weapon that can melt mountains? We already talked about a weapon that can melt rocks and stones and gold and metal and steel and dissolve your flesh off your bones. Right. You understand? Read on.
Verse 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved.
Read it again.
And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved.
Read it again.
And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved.
So what does that mean when it says, and all the hosts of heaven? What is it? Who is that? What is that talking about? Go ahead.
Like you were saying, it's the people that's in heaven, the people that's in higher class.
Okay. But when it says the hosts of heaven,
Oh, it's
what does
like,
that mean? Go ahead.
oh,
What does host mean?
well,
Go ahead, Nayar.
I wouldn't say the wrong thing.
Just say it. That's what class is for.
The host, those the angels, right? No, no.
It's not talking about the angels
That's what
in
I
this
was
scripture.
saying.
But the angels. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it the leaders?
No.
Oh,
What is the host?
oh, the body. I don't know.
Okay, y'all want me to just answer? A host is an army. So you know how when the scripture says the Lord of hosts, and it calls the Most High the Lord of hosts,
Okay.
because he commands armies of angels.
Right.
You understand? So the angels are soldiers,
Right.
and those angels make up armies. So when it says the host, the Lord of hosts,
Right.
he is the Lord of the angelic army.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So now in this scripture, when it's talking about the hosts of heaven, what is it talking about?
The host, like
Go
the
ahead.
host of the armies of this kingdom, of the nations, right?
Get that brother. You understand? So it says the armies of all these nations, of the rulers of this earth,
Right.
shall be dissolved. You understand? Now, of course, we know in the Bible it says that the Lord's going to gather them together where? In the valley of Jehoshaphat. You understand? He's going to gather all the nations together into the Middle East. And it says, and then he says, all the armies of the nation, all the armies of these nations shall be dissolved. Now, first of all, what does it look like when something is dissolved? Can you put that picture up again, Bobby?
I actually got a little clip of it. Like it's found like a little.
Go ahead, play. Go ahead, run the clip.
That thing is horrible.
Matter of fact, you pull the scripture and read, and let him show this clip. And can you loop the clip?
Let me see it.
Go back to the second round.
Hold on. What's the verse we had? I think it was on the fourth. Yeah, we're on the fourth.
Okay, yeah, I'm on the fourth.
It's not like that's what it looked like. It ain't like a clip.
Okay, yeah, play that. All right, look at that right there. Read that scripture again.
He was on the fourth.
Yeah.
In Isaiah 34:4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved.
It says, and all the hosts of heaven, all the armies of the nations shall be dissolved. And what does it look like is happening in this devil right here? Look like she being dissolved. That's what don't it look like she being dissolved now, y'all? You understand? I ain't seen a machine gun dissolve nobody. You understand? I've never even seen fire dissolve nobody.
Right.
You understand? But a nuclear bomb will. You understand? That right there looks just like when you drop an Alka-Seltzer in a glass of water. That's what her face looked like. You understand? Like somebody just threw a bunch of acid on.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what it looked like. You know what I mean? This is what the Bible says is going to happen to the armies of the earth. When they gather together in the Middle East, boom, 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 bang, 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 dissolve. That's what it's going to look like. Read on. Yeah.
And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Read it again.
And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? It says, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
They are going to be destroyed.
It says, and the heavens shall be rolled to. Hold on. It says, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. All right, so picture this, right? Look up. Okay, now y'all. You can put that down. So whenever you see like in the movies, right, when a nuclear bomb goes off, right, what happens to the sky? What happens to the clouds in the sky?
They just clear out.
clear out, and they roll. It's like it, and all the clouds roll together like a scroll.
Right.
You understand? Like when you're rolling up this scroll, all the clouds just bunch together and get pushed away.
Right.
You understand? That's what happens when a nuclear bomb goes off. You understand? Read on.
And all their hosts shall fall down.
Read it again.
All their hosts shall fall down.
It says, and all their hosts shall fall down. All the armies of the earth shall fall. Read on. In one moment, at the same time. You understand? This is the Lord's judgment. This is what Judgment Day is.
Right.
You understand what all the movies are about, what all the science fiction and the Terminator 2s and all that.
Right.
It's talking about the Lord's judgment.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
And as the leaf falleth from the vine, it's like
Go
as
ahead.
the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as the fallen fig from the fig tree.
You understand? They will fall. You understand? He just has that part, about as the leaf falling from the vine to give you the mental picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That thing gonna fall.
Right.
That's how you know black people wrote this book.
Right.
You understand? Because he's being metaphorical, right? He comparing the way they fall to like a fig falling from a tree.
Right.
You understand? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of something else that fall like I'm trying to think man, I can't even think of something that falls like that everybody can think of. Like the Bible said it perfectly. You know what I mean? Like a leaf falling from a vine.
Right.
Like a fig falling from a tree. You understand? Like you know what I mean? Like raindrops fall. You understand? The armies of the earth are gonna fall. They're not gonna stand through this judgment.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Read it again.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Read it again.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
So, and the Lord says his sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Right.
You understand? That means that the Lord is coming to do work.
Right.
You understand? He coming to put in work. You understand? And where does he say he gonna put that work in? In heaven.
Right.
You understand? So what is it? So again, we said that heaven is talking about the ruling class of this earth.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
It shall read it again.
It shall come down upon the Idumea.
Read it again.
It shall come down upon Idumea.
It says he shall come down upon Idumea. Who is Idumea? Somebody got the Zondervan Bible Dictionary? Let's look up Idumea. Let's look up who this judgment is going to fall on. You understand? Look up Idumea. You understand? Who in the hell is Idumea? You understand? We uncovering the mysteries today.
Right.
You understand? Like the scriptures say, ye worship and ye know not what.
Right.
We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews. You understand? But in the ISUPK, we understand this Bible. You understand? Because we studied, we've been taught by men of the Lord. You understand? Who were taught these scriptures by the seven heads.
Right.
You understand? Who taught it to Commander Junior Hanna, and Commander Junior Hanna taught it to us. Go ahead, Up.
This is the definition of Idumea.
Go ahead.
In the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Pertaining to Edom.
Pertaining to who?
Pertaining to Edom.
Pertaining to Edom. So the Idumeans pertain to Edom. These are the Edomites. You understand? Read on.
The Greek and Roman name for Edom.
Read it again.
the Greek and Roman name for Edom.
So Idumea is the Greek and Roman name for Edom, for Esau, for the Edomites. You understand? They call themselves Idumeans. Yeah, that frankincense is thick. You understand? Hey, you understand? It's cloudy in here. You understand? But it smells good though. You understand? So Idumea is the Greek and Roman word for Edom, for Esau, for the Edomites,
Right.
the so-called oppressor. Read on.
Oh, so that's it on that.
Let's sit on that.
Okay.
So who are the modern day Greeks and the Romans? Go ahead.
The oppressor.
The oppressor, the United States, the Caucasian, the German, the Russian, the Italian, the French,
Ashkenazi.
the Ashkenazi. You understand? The Sephardi. You know what I'm saying? The Spaniards,
Right.
the English, the Irish, the Scottish.
Russians.
You understand? Those are all the modern day Greeks and Romans.
Right.
You understand? Read on. You read on. Matter of fact, you just stop. You can stop right there. I want you to go to the book of Obadiah. Bible shop. Matter of fact, hold on. Give me Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Hold on, verse verse 3.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?
Says, so here's the deal, right? Yahweh prophesied all this. You understand? His disciples came to him and asked him, said, when shall these things be?
Right.
You know, when do we need to look for these things to happen? You understand? Read on.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
So all of these things are going to precede Yahweh's return.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
And out of the end of the world.
And out of the what?
And of the end of the world.
And at the end of the world. Of course, we know what the scripture said. For Esau is the end of the world.
Right.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So Esau is the end of the world. We just read about the judgment. The nuclear bombs is the judgment that's going to fall on Esau.
Right.
You understand? On the so-called oppressor. Not the so-called oppressor. He is the oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
But the so-called Caucasian man, the so-called American, the so-called modern European.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
But there's many people that's gonna come in Yahweh's name, talking about that he is the Christ.
Right.
You understand? Shall deceive many. You understand? Just like the Christian church. You understand? They come preaching Jesus and they deceived the whole world.
Right.
He deceived you into thinking that he's a so-called European.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars.
What? You shall hear of what?
And ye shall hear of war.
And you shall hear of what?
And ye shall hear of wars.
We've been hearing about wars for a minute now. You understand? We hearing about the Third World War. That's all over the radio now. You turn on what's it, NPR radio, the national, whatever political radio. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. But the NPR talk radio,
Right.
That's all they talking about now is the Third World War. You understand? That's all they talking about. The collapse of America and the Third World War. That's all you hear about. Go ahead, Al.
Them Edomites I work with, they know as well. They always be saying, yeah, I'm buying a whole bunch of guns and ammo. I'm getting ready because I know something's gonna happen. I know it's gonna be a new world order soon. So they getting prepared for this war, this new world order that's about to kick off or whatever. I guess I don't know if they saying they get like they think that Christ is going to return or what, but they be saying they loading up and getting all they food and shelter and all that stuff prepared for this to happen.
You want to know why he's saying all that? Because he's a Christian, and Christians believe in conspiracy theories.
Right? Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah,
because Christians believe that there is a man that's going to rise up in the last days, and he's going to cause everybody to just bow down and worship him and be like, oh, you must be the Messiah. Oh, you must come in to save the whole world. Well, we're going to bow down and serve you. And then he's going to make this one world government that's just going to rule over the whole earth and give everybody a microchip. And if you don't get the microchip, then, you ain't going to be able to eat sandwiches. You understand? You're just going to starve to death. You know what I'm saying? And and then eventually you're just going to have to live like a vagabond. You understand? Until Jesus returned to go to war with the Antichrist. That's what they believe.
that's exactly.
You understand? Go ahead.
Those are trailer park people. Trailer park purposes and doomsday purpose. That's what they believe.
Yeah. A lot of people believe that there's a secret race of aliens called reptilians. I'm breaking it down.
That's them people that believe that say they're gods. It's his brother from Anderson. That's what he thinks. He thinks that he's a god. He always be talking about the reptilians.
Well, congratulations. He's a Christian. You understand? He's a Christian.
And he's an expert. That's what he used to be.
Yeah. Well, he's still a Christian because he still believes the same. Listen, the Christian church don't teach about reptilians.
Getting heavy.
You understand? But all the Christians be talking about reptilians and New World Order and Antichrist. And, they say the Antichrist is half man, half alien. You understand? He can shape shift and turn into different. He can be Morgan Freeman today. You understand? Be Gucci Mane tomorrow, and then flip the switch and turn on to Joe Biden. You understand?
They try to say that Satan though.
Right. They try to say that that's the great serpent of old, the devil, according to the Bible. You understand? Well, here's the problem with that. Is they wrong. They missed. See, here's the thing about our oppressor, right? He is such a vile monster on the earth that he has to imagine a villain. You understand? Like they come up with horror movies, Jason, Freddy Krueger. They have to come up with these things to be scared. That's their bad guy. That's their villains. Right. That's what they're afraid of at night. They're scared of the boogeyman. They're scared of reptilians. Meanwhile, they used to hang black people from trees. Right. You understand? They used to hang us from trees and cut us up into pieces and put our pieces, our body parts in pickle jars and what they call that stuff, embalming fluid, and just keep us in jars and preserve for years in pawn shops all through South Carolina. Did you know that? Yeah, they used to have pieces of Nat Turner in little jars. They used to sit in pawn shops. There's some devil somewhere right now in his attic or down there in his cellar. He has got a part of Nat Turner that is perfectly preserved in a little jar.
That shit is on the black market. You can find shit like that on black market.
So
yeah, that's wild. Go ahead.
So due to So that's like that's pretty much what they somewhat not somewhat, but what they say when they taking our organs and stuff like that and storing them after we dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been doing that.
Oh man, they've been doing that.
It's like that's why they get them damn Halloween movies. You know, you see the shit with John. That's the precedent.
Yeah.
So if I may, that's also how they tell you not to put that you are a organ donor on your license, because they say, what's that comedian name? He used to be on the Dave Chappelle show. He died. I can't think.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah. No, not Charlie. Is it? No, not Charlie Murphy.
Well, he dead.
Yeah, he did, but not him.
On the Chappelle show.
Man, I can't think. He used to come. I think it was
Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney. That's what
Paul
he was
Mooney.
saying. He was saying that damn, I lost my point. Good enough. Paul Mooney, he was saying something like that. Like if you have on your license that you're an organ donor, the government can set up a murder. Like if they find a match you have like your blood type matches this person and stuff like that, y'all got the same blood type, that can set up a murder or set up like you get hit by a bus. Man, I don't know. That's probably a conspiracy.
Well, here's the thing. They don't have to get your permission to murder you.
Right.
You understand? They didn't get Michael Brown permission to murder him in the street. And here's the reality. You understand? Commander Jenny Hunter brought out a story a couple of years ago, where it was revealed that there are people walking around right now with shoes, wallets, cigar cases made from leather that is the skin of black people.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and this is right here, right now. They doing this right now with cadavers in colleges all across America, in the morgues and all that, and funeral homes. They cutting piece of your thigh off, taking it, getting it, tanning it, and making it into leather, and using it to make shoes, clothes, all type of stuff. And guess what? How would you ever know?
You did.
Look at somebody leather shoe, and ever since I seen that article, man, I see a devil with some brown leather shoes, be like, but that's a interesting shade of brown that devil got. Let me make sure he ain't got no moles and no tattoos on that foot. You understand? But that is real. Look it up. Google it.
But it's like the last point.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you think those devils took? What's their little brother? Their brother named in Chicago that got killed. They killed him. I think they broke his neck and rolled him in a mat. Out of the cave.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Kendrick. Yeah, like Kendrick.
They found him in the gym.
Why? They said when his body was taken to the funeral home. They say when the body got to the funeral home and they took his clothes out to get ready to drain the blood and take his organs out, the organs was already gone. They say he was already stitched up, and when they opened him up, they found him with his organs gone and stuffed with newspaper. But as soon as they got to the damn morgue,
I want to say I heard something like that, but I would have to revisit that. We would have to pull that article.
It's in the documentary.
Okay.
And that's why
I want to say I've heard that before. I know that there was something weird about his body when they found it.
Yeah, it was stuff with newspaper.
But I thought I remember him having like broken ribs and like a broken back.
It was all of that.
Yeah, it was like all types. He was broken. Like his body was broken. Like that wouldn't have happened from him. Because what happened was they had these mats rolled up and lined up against the wall.
Yeah.
And he had, I guess they're trying to say that he slipped and fell in between those mats and just got stuck there and died. You understand? But he had like a broken neck, broken ribs, broken back. You understand? Like I remember. I can't quite remember all. We'll have to revisit that.
That documentary.
You understand? But I would say this. I do remember thinking that it seemed to me like he was murdered probably murdered by someone at that high school that was stupid and thought that the best plan of action would be to leave his body in the high school.
Right.
You understand? And I think that was a way of getting rid of the body. You understand? Or at least, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they were just trying to buy time and cover up what they had done. That's what I think. Because I think he was dead for a while.
Yeah.
We have to pull the article
Yeah, we can do that.
and get to it. But where were we at?
It was in Matthew 24 and 26.
Go ahead and read them.
I'll start. And Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Read that again.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
It says, see that ye be not troubled. See that who? Ye be not troubled. He's talking to the Jews. He's talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Black folks, this is what we need, what's happening right now. We need America to go into the Third World War.
Right.
Because when America goes into the Third World War, our oppression is going to end. You understand? That is going to be the end of oppression. That's going to be the end of being the last hired, first fired. You understand? That is going to be the end of child support. You understand? And black on black violence. You understand? That's going to be the end of drug addiction. You understand? That's going to be the end of it. And we'll finally have the room and the freedom to become the great and powerful nation that we are.
Right.
You understand? Like the only reason why the only reason why we are still oppressed in America is by design. At this point, all of these things that are happening to us, all this sexy red and butthole brown and vagina pink, all that music, all of that is by design to destroy our people.
Right.
You understand? To make our sisters shameless. You understand? And to turn brothers from loving the black woman, and to turn women from loving the black man. You understand? Because the one thing that our oppressor understands is that in order to build a nation, a nation is built on families. That family structure is the strength of your nation. You understand? Because that is what men fight for when they go to war. You understand?
Right.
When men go to war, when men come together for a cause, it is for the collective of their family's well-being. And if black people have no family structures, you understand, then they have no will to even want to defend themselves or have no ability to even think clear enough to defend themselves. Go ahead.
That's like, so we got a question.
Go ahead.
We got a question from also Quara Lacombe. He says, Salaki, sir, when it says, see that ye be not troubled, could that also mean to prepare food and other aid?
Absolutely. You understand? Commander General Yohana, you understand? Well, Salaki, when it says, see that ye be not troubled, you understand? It's really talking about right here. You understand? Because a lot of people are going to be in fear that these things are happening. A lot of people are thinking that they have to play a part in in whatever's going on in the Middle East, in the war with Ukraine and things like that. They feel like they have to pull their resources together because they're conflicted in the mind because they love America. You understand? So all black people who love America, they're going to be troubled by what's happening. They're going to be in fear. They're going to be, all these things. You understand? But as well, at the same time, Commander Jenny Hanna is always giving us the order that things are going to get bad. So make sure that you're ready. You understand? Even Christ said, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. You understand? So of course, it's definitely wise to prepare food and bullets and ammunition and all types of things for this time, because there could very well be stretches of time where the grocery stores are closed down.
Right.
You understand? It's already like one of my clients is a Christian pastor. And I had a meeting with him the other day, and he was talking, and I almost said Barakatah Yahweh in the meeting, but he was telling me about the churches and how before COVID, every Sunday, and they got a small church, said every Sunday before COVID, they were fitting about 600 people in that church every Sunday. And it was a small church. He said it was so packed, we had to pull the chairs out. We had to line up all the aisles with chairs. Right. And he said, and after COVID, they barely even getting 100 people in church every Sunday. And said it has not, and the crowd has not come back. And I'm like, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, because boy, y'all, we do not need the Christian church right now. We do not need you homosexuals like you alternative lifestyle livers. Right. We do not need them influencing blacks and Hispanics in these days. Right. You understand? We need more of our people to come out of that church. We need for these churches to shut down. And churches are shutting down left and right. You understand? It's hard to really tell because a lot of the bigger churches are still in full effect. But if you ever notice, there's, how it seemed like before COVID, it seemed like every other week a new small church was starting up and growing into bigger churches. Not anymore. There's the brother I know who used to be a Christian pastor. He used to have a church. Well, he's a painter now. He paints buildings now. His church is closed. Right. You understand? And as are many of the smaller churches, they close their doors. They shut down because people stop going to church. And that's one good thing that happened out of COVID. You understand? Read on.
Oh, God. For all these things must come to pass.
Go ahead.
But the end is yet. It's like the end is not yet.
For all these things must come to pass. You understand? These wars, these rumors of wars, the third world's war, nuclear destruction, all these things must come to pass. Read on.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
And what does that mean? Go ahead.
Saying that the nations shall fight themselves, or other countries shall fight other countries in warfare.
Not other countries. It's a difference between a country and a nation.
Army.
Mm-mm. Go ahead.
All races shall rise against other races.
Right. Keep in mind, a nation is a nationality. You understand? So when it says that, and for nation shall rise against nation, that is a nationality shall rise against another nationality. You understand? Read on. That's why it says what it's about to say.
For nation shall rise against nation.
So there's going to be a race war. There's going to be a race war. Caucasians are going to rise up against black. Arab is going to rise up against Chinese. Chinese is going to rise up against Japanese. Right. Japanese is going to rise up against Russian. Well, Russian is Caucasian. But African going to rise up against East Indian. Right. You understand? It's all going to happen. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom. And America is going to rise up against Russia. You understand? China gonna rise up against America. Kingdom against kingdom. Read on.
And there shall be famines.
And there shall be what?
And there shall be famines.
And there shall be what?
And there shall be famines.
And there shall be famines. You understand? There's going to be a shortage of food. There's already a shortage of food. You understand? I never thought I'd ever see the day where I go into KFC and they be like, sorry, we ain't getting no delivery of chicken wings this week. Chicken wings? ain't no chicken wings? Meaning they ain't got none. You understand? There's food shortages. There are food banks right now that are bone dry. That don't have food to feed the homeless.
Right.
We are experiencing a food shortage, and it's only going to get worse. Read on.
And pestilence.
And pestilence, disease. We experienced that with COVID-19. That is a pestilence, a worldwide pestilence that crippled the world's economy.
Right.
Almost shut the whole earth down. You had countries that had lockdowns that would lock you up and throw you in jail if they caught you outside. You understand? That happened in Italy. I think it was Italy. Was it Italy? I think it was Italy that they did that.
Right.
They would lock you up. If they caught you outside skipping rocks in the lake, you going to jail. You understand? Ain't nobody within 100 miles outside but you. You going to jail.
Right.
Read on.
And earthquakes.
And what?
And earthquakes.
And what?
And earthquakes.
And earthquakes. It's been earthquakes. I remember a couple years ago, it seemed like it was an earthquake every 2 weeks. You understand? They had an earthquake in Chile, one in Haiti, earthquake in Turkey. Earthquakes have been so frequent over the past 10 years that it's almost normal now. You understand? Because think about it like this. Otherwise, how would that day of the Lord come as a thief in the night? If people's minds don't normalize what's happening.
Right.
You understand? That's how all of this creeps up on people. They so caught up in popping perks. They so caught up in popping perks, and you understand, and man, it's like that. You can't even quote the lyrics to songs nowadays because you know what I'm saying. They're so vulgar and disgusting. I was talking to my rib the other day, man. I was like, man, you know what I mean? It's just sister got these songs. I don't even. I be telling her, I'm like, you'll be so ashamed if you heard them lyrics to them songs, and she'll be like, what is it, my lord? I'm like, I ain't even gonna tell you. Just don't even worry. I forget I even brought it up.
Just like the amazed, like
Go ahead.
Even the male rappers, like Young Thug, per se. You can't listen to him without like you can know the whole song and then you rapping it so fast. He's saying something homosexual alternative, but you saying it too fast. So when you say it, you like, hold on, you gonna do what? You said you do what? And I ain't even gonna say the lyric, but yeah.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta be careful with these rappers these days. You understand? And it's getting treacherous out here. You understand? It's getting treacherous for the male rappers and the female rappers. It's getting treacherous. You understand? And so the thing is that you understand. The thing is that we caught up in all these things. You know what I mean? All of our lusts and caught up in what the Christian church. I don't even know what they saying in the Christian church no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of BS they feeding to them people that's got them thinking this is where I need to be at.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't fig. I don't know. Maybe I need to peek my head in one Sunday and just hear what they talking about. Just to get an eye or pull up some TD Jakes or something. It's like I highly doubt they even talking about World War III. I highly doubt they even talking about COVID-19 and pestilence and earthquakes and diversity, race wars. I know they not talking about that because that ain't what make you pay your tithes. That ain't what make you donate to the deacon fund. You understand? And then he go back and buy him a mansion. You seen that video of that preacher that had a mansion? They called it what do you call it? The outreach resort, like an outreach resort. He called it a
special name on it.
yeah, outreach resort. That was for the members of the church. Come on, man. They ain't stepped not one foot in that resort. Like I buy nice. Yeah, I buy $2,000. Have to look good because I'm on TV.
Yeah.
Have to look good. Have to have the Gucci and the Louis Vuitton.
They have an interrogation.
Yeah, you want to find out how disgusting your pastor is? Look up that interview.
Right.
You understand? Your pastor ain't no different. You understand? Read on.
In diverse places.
Go ahead. In diverse places, meaning it could be anywhere. It could be California. It could be in the middle of Saudi Arabia, in the desert. You understand? It could be in Africa. You know, you ain't gonna hear about no earthquake in Africa.
Right.
You understand? You know what I mean? The only reason why you hear about the ones in Haiti and Dominican Republic is because there's a lot of Edomites that go over there.
Right.
That experience it, call back, oh man, this is an 8.5. You understand? That's the only reason why you even hear about it.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
All of these are the beginnings of sorrow. We are in the beginnings of sorrows right now.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
And then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Read on.
And shall kill you.
And shall kill you. Read on.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And ye shall be hated of all nations. You understand? Black people, and that's how you know that this scripture is not talking about the so-called Jewish man.
That's right.
It's not talking about him because he's not hated by all nations.
That's right.
You understand? He's not hated. He don't even believe in Yahushua. He don't even believe in the Esau Edomite Jesus Christ.
Right.
You understand? He don't even believe in that. So how could he be murdered for Yahushua's sake?
Right.
You understand? He don't even believe in that. But blacks and Hispanics, we are the ones who are hated by all nations of the earth.
Right.
We are hated by them. If we was loved by them, you know what they would do? They would be like, you know what, man, I own that gas station 20 years, man. You lived up the corner for me, man. I know I got rich off of your family and your kids. I'm just gonna give you the gas station, man. I'm about to move back to Pakistan. You understand? I'd have made enough money to go back to Pakistan and live like a king.
Right.
So I'm going back to Pakistan. You understand? I'm gonna give this to you, black man, because I love you. You deserve to own the gas station in the black neighborhood. It should be black. You understand? But they're not gonna do that. They're gonna continue to take all of your money and all of your resources.
Right.
You understand? And they're gonna continue to move you out of the neighborhood and move themselves in.
Right.
You understand? Read on. Matter of fact, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. Pass it over to Priest Michael.
I'll bear with me a second. All right. That preaching officer here. This is the ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. All right, so we got the next one will be the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, which is the 25th day of the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. This starts on Thursday, the 7th December 2023 for 8 days. You can find this in First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. Remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, shalom.